What's up? It's Ben from WODprep, and this video is all about teaching you double unders. I'm actually taking you out into Coda Iron View CrossFit, and I'm running a full live seminar where I teach real athletes of all different ages and ability levels how to learn unbroken double unders. In this video, you are going to learn how to get your first double unders. You're going to learn my favorite progression to teach you how to get big sets of unbroken double unders. We're going to talk about exactly which rope I suggest you use and how to make sure it's the right length. All of those things, plus how to control your jump and your spin. Because when it comes to learning double unders, those are the two things you need to have. You need to have jump control and spin control. We cover all that and more. So regardless of whether you're a beginner trying to get your first reps or if you are an advanced double underer trying to get to 100 plus unbroken, there is great content in this video for you if you're an athlete, coach, anywhere in between. If you watch this video and you decide, wow, I really want to work with Ben. I want Ben to teach me double unders. There are two ways that you can do that. Number one, if you join WODprep Academy, where we have our double under course and a whole bunch of other courses that cover every skill you could possibly think of. If you join WODprep Academy, I will teach you how to do double unders through our Double Under Pro course, which is one of the 30 plus courses featured inside of WODprep Academy. And if you join WODprep Academy, the annual or lifetime option, you will get to hop on a one-on-one coaching call with me where we can talk about the skills that you're trying to learn, double unders and everything in between. And I'm going to help you personally learn those skills. Plus, each and every week inside of WODprep Academy, I have a live coaching call that I host where you can hop on a Zoom call with me. So not only do you get a one-on-one coaching call with me, you also get an opportunity to join a weekly live coaching call where you can ask me anything, talk about any skills you're working on, and I will help you directly. And every single month, I'm also running a full-blown live seminar where we set up cameras and I coach athletes who are inside WODprep Academy live in a 90-minute seminar. If you want to work with me in person and actually come meet me and hang out here in Colorado, I am hosting WODprep Camp 2025 in Colorado. It's about 30 minutes from the Denver International Airport, June 21st and 22nd. So if you're interested in working with me personally, that's one way to do it. Or if you want to do it online, WODprep Academy is the way to go. And with that, let's dig into a full step-by-step double under seminar. We're going to teach you how to jump. We're going to teach you how to spin. We're going to teach you how to combine it together so you can have a slow, strong jump combined with a consistent, fast spin. We're going to put it all together, and that's the double under, okay? And then, obviously, as we go, I'm going to talk about rope sizing and weight. I did bring a whole bunch of jump ropes that anyone is welcome to use. There is a specific jump rope that I love for especially beginners trying to learn how to control the jump rope, and also sizing. A lot of people arbitrarily, when they get ready to do double unders, they step on the rope and they're like, oh, yeah, that's the right size. Right? And they're like, you can throw that out the window because that doesn't matter. What matters is how long are your arms? Where are your arms? Are you spinning from up here? Are you spinning from down here? All of that plays into what is the right rope length for you. So there is no perfect rope length for you based on standing on it and going, oh yeah, that's the right size. What we're going to do is I'm going to watch how you spin. I'm going to see if that rope's contacting the ground. We'll get into a lot of stuff and find the right size for you. And what we're going to move into now is basically a progression where I'm going to teach you speed singles, big singles, penguin claps, and double unders. Has anyone done penguin claps before? Fantastic. So this is a bold statement, but I am like 87% certain that I am actually the coach that came up with that term. It was 15 or 16 years ago, I was teaching a class, and I was teaching double unders. And I was like, everybody put your ropes down. Let's just practice with our hands, because it was a disaster. And then some guy in the class was like, yeah, it's like we're penguins. And I was like, perfect, penguin claps. As far as I know, that might have been where that term came from. I can't claim, because I don't know. There's a lot of CrossFit coaches, but that was like 16 years ago when I first started coaching, because of this dude, Eric, in my class was like, we look like penguins. Anyway, so let's do it. Okay, so jump control. We can spread out a little bit. No ropes yet. All I want you to think about when you're doing a jump for a double under is it's like you're on a pogo stick, okay? Because everyone's seen a pogo stick. Have you jumped on one? I feel like
I love a pogo stick.
Of course you do. Of course. I don't think I've ever used a pogo stick in my life, but when you're on a pogo stick, you kind of have these, what we call soft knees, right? When you jump up in the air, you kind of bend your knees ever so slightly, and then you're in a position to catch the rebound and then spring back up in the air. And that's what we're gonna practice right now. So when I'm doing double unders, I don't wanna jump like this, okay? I don't want to jump like this. All I want to do is I want to imagine like I'm on a pogo stick and I'm just jumping straight up and down. Every single time that I jump, you'll see my knees bend slightly. Again, that's what I call soft knees, so I can rebound that weight hitting the ground. And then you'll also notice that my toes, when I'm in the air, my toes are always pointed down. Common mistake a lot of people make is they jump and they lift their toes, or they pike, or they go like this. When we do that, it's very difficult to actually catch and rebound right off the ground. So when you're practicing your jump, I just want to see you go like that. Everyone can jump. That's good. That's what we want. The next thing we're going to add is the rope control. So if you could, go grab whatever your preferred jump rope is, and then bring it back, create a little bit of space, and we're gonna talk about rope control. We have a big mix of people with different ropes, which is good. One thing I will say, especially for beginners trying to learn double unders, generally speaking, I like ropes that have a heavier cable. I hope you're enjoying the seminar so far. I wanted to take a quick break to talk to you about the importance of selecting the right rope. When it comes to beginners, I highly suggest the custom fit rope with either a 3.4 or 2.6 ounce cable. And generally speaking, I usually suggest that you size up one length from the suggested rope sizes. Especially if you're a beginner, you'll have a tendency to lift your arm. Go with that. If you're an advanced double underer, then do yourself a favor and go grab one of the Evo ropes. This is the Evo G2. All of the Evo ropes are incredible. Get the 1.3 ounce hyper uncoated cable, and these will make double unders easier than they've ever been before. So if you're an advanced athlete, you can probably just stick with the size that they recommend. This is my personal favorite rope. But again, this is really a rope that's the Ferrari of jump ropes. It's designed for people who can easily knock out 50 unbroken. So advanced, go with the Evo rope. Beginners, go with the custom fit rope with a slightly heavier cable. Use the code WODprep and you'll help support this seminar and this show so we can keep bringing you free content like this. So all that goes to say, like, if you are someone who's trying to learn double unders, always err on a rope that has a slightly heavier cable because it's going to keep shape around my body. And I want it to be a slightly slower rope because that's going to force me to stay under control. If you accidentally smash the gas pedal, you're not going to go 200 miles an hour, right? You'll go like Ford Windstar, we're talking like maybe like 45 miles an hour, right? Or a Toyota Corolla, like it's not going to go that fast. So that's what I would say when it comes to learning how to do double unders. And then to continue that analogy, we've got to, not to shame you, okay, we've got to, yeah, bring it in. Those bikes are loud. Not to shame you guys, but we've got two people in here who just pulled a rope off the shelf, right? That's fine as long as you're pulling the same rope off the shelf. But imagine if like I'm learning how to drive and I hop in her Toyota Corolla and I start driving it. And then the next time I take a different lesson with a Ford Windstar minivan, and the next time I'm in a Corvette, and then the next time, right? Like it's better if you are trying to learn on the same device every time. So if you are using the shelf special, always try to get the same exact one, same length, same weight, all that stuff. I usually suggest getting your own rope, okay? Cool, all right, lecture done. So we've talked about jump control. Everyone has already demonstrated to me, you know how to jump, yay, okay? Next, what we're gonna practice right now is what I call speed singles. And this is just, I'm just trying to go as fast as I can, learning how to spin the rope quickly, okay? So we're trying to get some wrist action. So for speed singles, your goal, it's okay if you trip. All we're doing is single unders as fast as we can. Let's do that for about 15, 20 seconds. If you trip, just keep going. Singles are hard if you've only practiced double unders, huh? Awesome. Cool. Relax. So, everyone that I saw can spin a jump rope. Step number 2, we have the ability to spin a rope and also spin it quickly, because those were all pretty fast single unders. Interestingly enough, like Mike, immediately when he started, he was like, ah, man, you know, like, I always like to suggest, especially as we're developing our double unders, it's really important not to forget about single unders, because it's a great training tool. Like, if you only have one speed, and that is Mach 5 double unders, then it's really hard for you if, let's say a competition is like, nope, you do single unders. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen people in like a scaled or intermediate competition where they have to do single unders and they physically can't because they only know how to do double unders. So always vary your training in that sense. So we've talked about jump control. Everybody can jump, everybody can spin, and now we're gonna start putting it together a little bit more. So the next drill that I want to practice is what I call big singles, okay? So speed singles are when I'm trying to move the rope as fast as I can, but you notice the jump is like really tight, it's really short, it's really small. And that's because you guys all did it naturally, in order to get my rope spinning really fast and not hit my feet, I have to jump faster, because every rotation of the rope, I have to be off the ground. What we're gonna do now is try to teach you the jump for the double under, but we're not gonna practice doubles quite yet. So we're gonna do big singles. A big single is simply a single under that I'm doing with the jump of a double under. So just like we practice those big pogo stick jumps, now we're doing that with a jump rope in our hand. So big singles, I wanna look like this. Just doing big single unders. And try, you can vary it if you want. Try to, like whatever pace you pick up on, see if you can slow it down even more and just do big, repeating single unders. Do it for about 10, 20 seconds. We're putting the pieces together. We got the jump control. We've got the spin, the rope control. And now we've kind of combined both of that. You jumped slow, you spun slow. And now we're gonna piece it together and spin fast, jump slow. That drill, as I mentioned previously, is the penguin clap. Maggie, I feel like you make a pretty sick penguin. Do you know what they are? Do you want to demo?
I've never done them.
You've never done them?
I never had to, because someone just gave me a jump rope and was like, this is a double under, and I
Yes, right. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you just say, hey, here's a double under, and boom, people can do it. Just like my brother. Random side tangent. I just started CrossFit, and I was back home under my deck at my parents' house. And I was trying to do a muscle up. I think I had done like a couple. And my brother comes up and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, it's a muscle up. It's like this super advanced CrossFit thing. And he's like, oh. And so I like show him, I think I failed my demo. I was like, hey, kind of like go like this. And I kid you not, he goes like this. He jumps up on the rings and he's just like, and I kind of like showed him a false grip because I was learning what that is. And he just goes, it's like, was that it? And I'm just like, oh my God, Drew, I hate you so much. So I understand your pain, right? Like some people just pick it up, but not everyone. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we put the ropes down, penguin clap. What we're teaching here is the pat your head, nope, I didn't do it. Pat your head, rub your belly at the same time. We're gonna be jumping slow, just like we did for those big singles and those pogo stick jumps that I was talking about, but we're gonna teach our hands how to move quickly, okay? So a penguin clap looks like this. You can start, if you want, just with that big jump. Okay, I'm jumping. And then with my hands, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clap the side of my hip. It looks like this. Now, if you listen to that, it has a very specific cadence. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you can hear me clapping on the side of my hip. It's not so faint that you can't hear it. And it's also not this, which happens to everyone. It won't happen to Maggie here first time, but it does happen to people where they just go, right? They're just like spin, 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 and like there's no cadence. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, every single time, okay? Let's try it and then we'll do some additional coaching. So if you want, you can start with a few practice jumps and then let's do that double tap. So the penguin clap has a really good transition to the double under only if we're doing it properly, okay? And this is where, like, we have a bunch of online programming and like we tell people what to do, but oftentimes when we get videos to review, I see people doing penguin claps and they're like, all right, yeah, I got it. Right? The key for the penguin clap, and if you can't feel it, it might be worth filming yourself or having a coach like us tell you what to do. The key to a penguin clap is, imagine I'm jumping up in the air, okay? So now I'm in the air because I can't demonstrate this in slow motion. As I'm in the air on the way up, I clap, and then at the top of my jump is when that second clap occurs. So it's on the way up, tap, tap. And then there's a bit of a pause. That is exactly what happens with the double under. Let me show you. So here's penguin clap. Now I want you to listen to that jump rope when I do this. You hear that tap, how it's the same exact cadence as that clap. So it's really important as you're practicing this drill. Yes, we want to jump high enough, but two, we have to make sure that those claps are happening at the right cadence. So it's 1, 2, your feet hit. 1, 2, your feet hit. So make sure that clapping is happening while you're on the way up and at the very top, and that's how you're going to tie it all together, okay? So let's do one more round of penguin claps. One other additional thing I want to add. We've talked about the timing. Second, I want to talk about the volume or the aggressiveness of the clap. A lot of times when people are doing penguin claps, they go like this, right? And there's no wrist movement at all or no arm movement at all. In order to do a double under, we actually have to move that rope. So I like to think of it, it's like my forearms go 1, 2, okay? I always bend at the forearms and it's 1, 2. So you can actually hear me going 1, 2. So try not to actually move those arms, and then that's going to translate over better to the actual rope. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through my favorite progression. If there's one thing you take from this class, if you are practicing double unders, this is my absolute favorite way. Like if you've lost double unders for whatever reason, maybe you're used to doing 75 in a day, and for whatever reason you're tripping up, always come back to this. This is the foundation of my double under progression, okay? And that's what we're going to do is a series. It's 5 speed singles, 5 big singles, 5 penguin claps, and then you're going to do big singles into double unders. I'll show you. And one side note, when I say 5, I don't care what that number is. I think a lot of people, when they're learning double unders, they get too much in their head and they're worried about counting, right? So they're like, if you do 6, I'm not going to get angry at you. If you do 4, I'm not going to get angry at you. It's like 5-ish of each. When you get too much in your head and you're thinking of the count and you're just like, how many have I done? Was that 2 rotations? Like it messes people up. Throw the counting really out the window right now, okay? So here's what it looks like. We're going to start with 5 speed singles. Then we'll relax, reset. Then we're going to do 5 big singles. Maybe that was 5, I don't even know. And then we're going to do 5 penguin claps. Okay? And then I want you to pick up the rope. So we've done 5, 5, and 5. And now this is where we put it together. You're going to do big singles until you feel ready to transition to double unders. Usually it's like 4 or 5. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to speed up the rope, trying to keep that same exact jumping pattern that we just practiced with the big singles, okay? All right, so let's do it. 5 speed singles. And relax. And then we're going to do 5 big, slow singles. Okay, once we're done with that, let's do 5 penguin claps. Excellent. And now let's piece it together. Take a nice deep breath. And the goal here is, again, 5 big singles into a set of double unders, whatever is your best set. There you go. Looks solid. So what I want you to do for this next set, we're gonna go through that progression again. And this time I want you specifically, it's hard when everybody else is going, we've got barbells and stuff, but I want you to specifically listen to your jump rope. This is the biggest key for figuring out if your rope is the right length, is you need to be able to hear your rope hit the ground every spin, even when you switch to dubs, okay? So listen, you hear that tap? Right, do you hear that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That rope is barely scraping the ground, making that audible tap noise every time I attempt to spin, okay? So this time, let's go through that progression. Remember, 5-ish speed singles, go as fast as you can, get that rope control down. And then we're gonna go to 5 big singles, 5 penguin claps, and then a set of big singles into double unders, okay? The whole time I want you listening to that jump rope, trying to make sure you can hear it click the ground. Let's do it. And it's nice big singles. And then after the singles, penguin claps. And then after that, 5 big singles into the set of double unders. Did you lose it? Can't hear it? Yeah. Is that because it's too loud or because it's too short? Yep. Excellent. Sweet. There you go. Same thing. Like what? Maybe like one of the spins it touches when you're closer to the ground, but that other one, it's off the ground. And if I filmed you in slow motion, you'd be able to see like basically on that rotation, the rope, just because it's too short. Yeah, no, it's literally, it's the ropes. Because what's happening is like you're in the air, and because the rope isn't on the ground, it's like you have like an inch of clearance. But if you just had a longer rope, like imagine that rope on the ground, look at all that clearance you got. That's all it is, okay? Cool. So what we're gonna do now is I wanna make sure that I have time to like spend with each individual person, because we got some people who wanna do massive sets. We wanna get to 50, 75, 100 unbroken. And then we have some people who are just trying to pick up their first things. Feel free to listen to what I'm saying to that athlete, or you can just practice on your own. Just do me a favor. If you want to just practice on your own, I want you to keep going through that progression. Don't just, everybody always wants to just like, I don't need those penguin claps and big singles. I'm just going to practice double unders. Please don't do that, right? Every time, when you get to the double under step, feel free to like get a few attempts, right? But always start with that set of big singles. And here's one more lesson. And yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. I definitely want you to grab one of those. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground so far in the seminar, and there's still some great lessons to come. If you are someone who's enjoying this, please support our sponsors. Sponsors are how we can bring you free content like this video, totally free to YouTube. It costs me, honestly, thousands of dollars to film, produce, and edit, and all the people involved to get a seminar like this done and bring it to you for free. So if you want to support WODprep and you want to sleep better, go grab a bag of Third Z. Third Z is the only supplement I've ever promoted, and that's honestly because it's the only name brand supplement that I take. It has all the ingredients that I used to take in a bunch of different pills and powders and stuff like that, all combined into one simple scoop. You take this 60 minutes before bed, and it will help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep throughout the night and wake up feeling refreshed. Use the code WODprep15. I promise, if you've struggled with sleeping in the past, this will change the game. It's really helped me. And the key here is it is melatonin free. You don't want to be taking melatonin every single night. That messes with your hormones. Don't do it. Take a melatonin free sleep aid. It's going to help you sleep better. Third Z is the one that I use. And if you want to help support this seminar and this show and the WODprep YouTube channel, go to Third Z, use the code WODprep15. You'll sleep better, you'll get a discount, and you'll help support the show and our amazing sponsors. Raise your hand if you feel particularly challenged to hold a beat. Like, has anyone listened to him? Like my friend Derek, I don't know if you know Derek. Like I've gone to EDM concerts with him, and he's like, you know, And it's like there's no beat. And guess what? He's terrible at double unders. He's like, it's really hard to teach him double unders. So the reason I'm always having you do this and then you start with big singles into a set of double unders is because what I like to teach is it's like feeling the beat. Like if you hear a song and you kind of like, you know how like it takes a second to like, oh, I got it, right? You feel the beat. That's what those big singles do. So a lot of people, especially people who already have double unders, they're like, oh, it's a double under workout, right? They just immediately full send. Even in the middle of the open, all of the competitions I've ever done, I still do, I do a couple of those big singles to feel the beat before I try for the doubles. Especially for the beginners, make sure you feel the beat 5 or so big singles before you attempt that double underset. Because again, in a perfect world, the jump between those big singles and the double under shouldn't change, right? I'm just jumping, and all I have to do is speed up the rope. Nothing in my jump actually changes when I do double unders, okay? That's what we want. Cool. So I'm gonna work with each individual person. I'll probably have you swap out some ropes. If you wanna swap out a rope ahead of time and get a rope with a heavier cable that's longer than the one you're using, grab them out of this pile. They do have all the length labels on them. You can hold your rope up next to it, but slightly longer, slightly heavier, always a good tip for beginners. Start over here.
Start with me first.
I'll start with you and I'll work my way around.
Since I'm the one struggling the most.
No. Just because you're on the...
I actually have that exact jump rope at home. And
Okay.
somebody was like, oh, this is too heavy. If you want to do double unders, you got to go to a thinner rope.
Totally disagree.
So that's why I have this one.
And so here's the problem. And actually, it's funny. Like, I love Mark. I love the company he built. But the problem is, like, this rope, like, even, I didn't call you out because I was trying to be nice, but, like, you came and you're about to start jumping rope and you're like, right?
I sat there and winded it
Right,
up,
it's like
so
a tangled net. But the problem is, like, these ropes have a tendency when you're spinning, they're just like look at that. It's a disaster, right? Because it's so whippy and loose, and it also doesn't have any weight, so it's hard for you to feel. So especially like at your level that you're trying to get, I would highly suggest keeping with it. There's a very select few people where I will be like, hey, you're not spinning fast enough because of whatever, you do need a faster rope, but it's very rare, right? Most people, they can spin fast enough. The reason they're tripping is because they just can't feel the rope because it's so light.
Okay.
So that's usually what I suggest. But let's try a couple sets.
Okay.
Just give me let's do the progression. So just do a few speed singles, a couple big singles.
My problem is I'm not jumping high enough.
It could be. We're gonna find out.
Okay. All right.
It's okay. Everyone trips on the speed singles. Good. And then do some big singles. Sweet. Penguin claps. Sweet. So for those, and this is very common, a couple people are doing it, but I want to do it individually. So when you're doing your penguin clap, you have to make sure that there's no pause at the bottom. So like, you're kind of like, right? So that pause on the bottom, you can't do that with double unders. So make sure that when you hit, it's like an immediate rebound. So it's like a spring. It's like a boom. It's like pogo stick. I'm boom, boom, boom. So right, I'm springing off the ground right away, which I know you can do. It's just, I think because you're like slowing it down, you're doing it a little bit of a pause, okay? So try it again, just like spring off the ground. Right, there's the timing, okay? But that was a good jump. Yes, there it is. Good. Good, right? It wasn't that weird. That's like the patting your head, rubbing your belly thing. So that's what we want is you have to have a jump that's high enough, and in your case, fast enough without that pause at the bottom, okay? And then you can kind of see you're like, oh, that timing's weird. And that's exactly what we're figuring out. So it's like without the rope in our hand, we practice those penguin claps, and then eventually you're gonna be like, oh, I got it. I got the beat, okay? All right, so now try picking up the rope and then do a set of, do some big singles, feel the beat, and then when you're ready, give me an attempt to double unders.
Okay. Sometimes I feel like
That's fine.
Double, single.
That's just do your best.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the no, it's the high pressure scenario here. So a couple things that I noticed when you do, and you said you can do single double, like you've done that in the past.
Sometimes I could do like single double, or sometimes
Yeah.
I can do like double, single double.
Yeah, okay.
So if I get the routine of it,
Yeah.
I can get that.
So that's a good point. I'm gonna tell everybody that looked like a good set. Okay, so quick, because I don't want everyone just jumping for an hour and then I get to them. So feel free to take some breaks. But anytime I have like a lesson that I want to share with the group, I'll say it. So, what's your name again? Christina. Jeez, I'm bad with names. So Christina was saying that she can do single double, right? That's something that she's pretty confident in. A lot of times, the reason people get stuck into single double is because when they jump for that double under, they're not setting themselves up for the next jump, right? So it looks a lot like this, and I did notice this when you were trying it. You have your big singles, they're good, they look like pogo stick, and then you go for the double, and it's, right? It's the pike jump, or for some people, it's the donkey kick, or for some people, it's what I call the toe tuck fault, where they jump, and then they land on flat feet because they're lifting their toes up. If we want to get unbroken double unders, we always have to jump and land in a position that's ready for us to jump back up. So if I do the pike and I land flat-footed, that's why you have to recover with a single, and then you can do another jump. So if you're struggling with that single double, it's probably because your jump position is not setting you up to jump off the ground again, okay? You're probably landing flat-footed in some way, whether that's a pike jump or a donkey kick, all right? Anyway, continue. I'm gonna watch one more time, give you a couple suggestions, and then move on. So one thing, I think your rope is a little short. Like, yeah, if you were like in my coaching group, I would be like, I want you to get a longer rope, and I do want you to try with the heavier rope.
Okay.
So as I'm gonna work my way around, what I want you to do is take this rope, find an equivalent of the heavier ropes I have here, and someone might already have one, and see if you can get one that's just a little bit longer, okay? Awesome. All right, see what we got. Yeah, since you have so many double unders, just do the dubs. Yep, just do a set of dubs for me. Sweet. All right, relax. Cool. Another lesson. This is a good one for everybody. They're always like the same, like five mistakes. When you, like in your mind, what do you think causes tripping? Or are you like, I don't know why I trip? Like it's tripping? Yeah, like, so are you like, I get really tired, or you just get winded, or you're just like, man, I just trip, I don't know why.
I tend to lose my jump a little bit.
Okay.
And I think I tense.
You just get kind of, would you blow up a little bit? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Arms.
So one thing that I noticed when you were jumping is you have what's called a lopsided spin slightly. So basically this is actually a good one. I should probably teach everybody this. All right, guys, another lesson. This is a good one for everyone to know because it's very common for people who can do 1 or 75, right? And that's, can you actually do another set? I want to see if people notice again. So just do some dubs. I want you guys to notice his hand positioning. Keep it normal. Don't change anything.
Don't think about an elephant.
Don't think about it. Yeah, don't think about the elephant. All right, relax. Anybody see anything slightly odd or something notice in his hand positioning? Was his right one was going out more. Yep. So when I noticed, that's why I came around front and watched you. I was looking at where are your hands positioned and also what is the rope doing, okay? Very common for a lot of people, I do it too, is for whatever reason, we think we're spinning at exactly the same height, but a lot of times it ends up being something like this or something like this, right? Your hand was angled down like this hand was up and angled this way, which causes, I'll try to show you, watch the rope. When I spin like this, the rope is lopsided. So what I want you to notice, and this goes for everyone, especially if you get into bigger sets and you don't know why you're tripping, if you can, try to notice which foot you're tripping on. Because my guess for you is every time you trip, you're probably hitting your left foot, and that's simply because just the way that you're spinning, it's pulling the rope to this side, so you have no margin for error here, plenty over here, right? So cues I would think about is maybe think about driving your right hand down, or less good of a cue, but it sometimes works for people, is lift your left hand up a little bit more. Basically, all I care about is balance. I don't care if they're up here or down here quite yet, but just try to balance them. So in the meantime, just try to drive, I think it was your right hand, drive that down a little bit more, and that's gonna help you stay more symmetrical. I think it'll cause less tripping. That's the one thing I'd say for you. And then at your level and ability, these ropes will tend to fatigue you a lot more, just because like the bearings are, you know, it like rotates like 8 times and then it stops. If you actually got a decent jump rope that had decent bearings and was yours, you'd just be less fatigued, okay? Good stuff. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, just for expediency, let's just do a couple singles and do a double. Yep. Sweet. All right, relax. In your mind, what is your obstacle when it comes to double unders? Do you get tired? Do you just trip and you don't know why? Does your timing get off? Like, talk to me.
I feel like, yeah, definitely fatigue, and then kind of just like feeling like I can't do big set unless I'm like holding tension everywhere.
Okay.
Like I think just trying to relax and breathe more.
Yeah.
The big sense is like, I'll do like 30 or 40 and then
yeah,
my heart rate will spike. And
okay.
then the next set will be like 10 and I'll trip, and then like 5 and I'll trip. So
have you ever like filmed yourself or watched yourself doing double unders? Okay. I'll try to demo what you were doing, just so you can get an idea. Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like kind of like my entire body is like hollow. And
Yeah.
tense.
It is.
And then if I relax, then like I just trip.
Okay. So when you were doing your dubs, you were like this. Right? You were literally holding the hollow body position the whole time. You were piking is what I call it. Another thing is if you can hear your feet slapping the ground, it probably means you're landing flat-footed, right? If I told, like, I won't even feed it, just like jump up and down 10 times, right? Like you are not piking right there, right? You're relaxed, you're doing a pogo stick jump. But for whatever reason, when it turns to double unders, you're like, ugh! So your core is really tight. You actually are lifting your toes, like that's, people I think pike because it helps the rope get around their feet, I don't know. But because you're piking and lifting your toes, every time you land, it's like that, rather than just bouncing off the balls of your feet. So for you specifically, what I would practice, and in the beginning, you might trip more, okay? But for learning double unders in the long term, I'd really focus on relaxing in the core. And rather than allowing yourself to bring your feet in front, I actually want you to try to do a little bit of a donkey kick. Not a big one, but just this. Just like, rather than letting your feet come forward and keeping that core tight, I actually want you to just jump and just have those soft knees and just tuck your heels up just a little bit and see how that feels. What it's gonna do is force you to relax, because you won't be in this position. You'll be able to stay straight up and down, you'll breathe, and you won't have to pike every single time. And it's gonna give you like a better landing position for your feet. So just try one more set. You probably will trip because I'm throwing something new, but just try to relax those knees and tuck your heels in a little bit. More knee bend. Yeah, there you go. Good. All right, relax. Like, I like that. I could you still are kind of one to hollow body, like hollow a little bit. Another thing that can help is like when you do double unders, like look up. That'll force you not to like lean forward. But I like that. Like that little bit of a heel lift is gonna help you have that pogo stick jump instead of the pike. And already your feet like weren't slapping the ground. And what that does, it makes the jumping part easier, which means less fatigue, okay? Cool. Another tip for the group, this is just, I just like to layer them in, is another very common mistake or error or thing that I see, especially with athletes that can do a lot of double unders, is for whatever reason, we're always counting, right? Like if a workout's programmed and you have 30 double unders, yeah, you kind of have to count or else everyone's gonna call you a rep shaver. However, when it comes to the CrossFit Open, you have someone counting your reps. Oftentimes I see athletes, especially if they're like borderline almost good at double unders, but they trip, they have a tendency to jump and count and hold their breath the whole time. So I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I don't know what it is, but like when you're counting, a lot of times your breathing gets totally out of whack and you breathe with your jumps and you get really tight. And that's what causes some of that like tensing because you're like, I got to count, but I also don't want to trip. So my suggestion for the open, and then also when you're just practicing out on the floor like this, going through that progression, do not count. Throw counting out the window and try to settle in to your jump where you're doing that pogo stick jump and you're like breathing. Like challenge yourself to try to take deep breaths in the middle of a double underset. It's gonna feel weird because you wanna tense up and you wanna breathe really fast, but if you don't force yourself to hyperventilate and you actually control your breathing, all those, like a lot of that tension is gonna loosen up because you won't be hyperventilating, okay? So think about that, especially if you're someone getting deeper into sets, okay? All right, let's see what we got. Sweet. All right, relax. What I'm noticing is your face looks like you're getting tired. That's about, right? Like you're breathing, like I can kind of see you're like tensing up. In your mind, where's the failure coming from? Like when you fail, is it because you've gotten too tired or is it because you can't breathe or what?
I'm too tired.
Okay, okay. So that tip that I just gave about like forcing yourself to relax. Another weird thing, I got this from the rowing community. Apparently, this, you know, who knows if this is true, but apparently there are some coaches that will force their rowers to hold a grape in their teeth to force them to not only keep their mouth open and breathe, but also not to clench their jaw. So like basically a good Olympic rower is like they can row, relax, no tension anywhere other than the body parts that matter. And what I saw was like, man, your jump, your spin, like your pogo, everything's looking really good. You're balanced. The rope looks clean, like good U shape. But up here, you're like, right? You're hyperventilating. You're really tensing up during the jump and the breath. So what I challenge you to do is like, even if it means smaller sets, just like force yourself to take big, deep breaths while you're doing those bigger sets. See if you can get your face, like literally I film myself all the time and say, what am I actually doing? Film yourself and notice like, oh, am I tensing up in the neck? Am I tensing up in my face? That probably means everything is really tight and you're breathing really hard. Just relax, right? Just nice deep breaths. See if you can actually try to do really deep breaths mid double underset. And then the last thing is like, because you are a good double under, like I know you're dialed in with that rope, but I would say this rope, let's see what the bearings are like. Pretty good, pretty good. The rope, like see how like it's naturally in a disheveled state, I would say, right? Like if you get a really high quality jump rope, especially one with an uncoated cable, hurts like hell when you trip, but an uncoated cable spins easier through the air. It's just less fatigue. Like you're at the level of efficiency where I normally suggest athletes upgrade to like a top of the line jump rope. Uncoated steel cable, you could use these handles and get a replacement cable or go, like I have an example one over there. It'd be too short for you, but like, it's just like, it's the Ferrari of jump ropes where like, it causes zero fatigue. And then the only thing causing fatigue is your jump. It's not your spin. So that's what I'd say for you. Your jump, it looks really, really good. Just obviously this rope, however you've stored it, it kind of naturally doesn't want to be in the right shape. Usually I can tell if I pull out a jump rope and boom, it's in that perfect U shape, it's dialed, it's ready to go. But if it's all tangled, it's just, you're fighting against forces. So So always, so basically like when you coil it, you basically pinch, spin, so that it creates its natural coil. And that's where that one's messed up. So that coil is messed up. So I store it like this, and then I usually like do like one wrap above on each side. So something like that. And then like that's in like its natural coiled state, and then you just don't pull it like this, but like uncoil it. So I uncoil it. And then if it wasn't already tangled, it would be like, it would come out perfect. What you don't want to do is kink it or like ball it up, which this probably happened to this one. And like, so when you hold it up, if it's that perfect U shape, you're good to go. Okay? So those are my tips for you. Sweet. All right, see what we got. How's it going?
All right. I mean, I think I just tense up and like I launch it. And, all right. Now
Yep. Yep. Too short. 100%.
Yeah.
So either if you want to keep using that same one, go get.
The yellow one seems too long.
Go. Do the yellow one for me. Try it. Try it if you want. It might be a little short for you, but that thing's, like I said, it's like the Ferrari. It's fast. All right, let's see what we got.
What if it was hitting like way out in front?
Okay. So, and that's the thing is like when you're using these like pre-cut ropes, it's like, with the like these arcs marker ones, like they have them in every 2-inch increments, so you can find the happy medium. But let's see what you got. I actually like it's hitting, like if you're jumping here, it's hitting like out here. That's okay. I always wanted to hit slightly in front of my body. All right, give me another set. Okay, so jumping, not a problem at all for you. If anything, you probably don't even need to jump that high.
Yeah.
What you need to work on is jumping high and spinning fast, right? So like you got the first one, got the second one, and then it's like your arms kind of froze. So for you, big keys, making sure you're practicing those speed singles. Another drill you could practice is just a different variation of speed singles that kind of helps with the jump coordination, are the boxing single unders. Right, and that's just like, we're again messing with our feet coordination and spinning fast. So speed steps or whatever the heck they're called, I don't even know. And then penguin claps are a big one. So do a couple penguin claps for me. Okay, you jump, can you dunk?
No.
You got some bounce, man. You jump really high. So for you it's okay if you're jumping really big, because obviously that's fine for you.
Yeah.
But I think it's really like the coordination of spinning fast, jumping slow. I'd be working on those speed singles. I'd be working on penguin claps. And then for you specifically, like you said, like you can do, what's the most you've ever done?
I don't know. I think I did like 5 here today.
Okay, so that was like a PR.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Also, little clap. We had a double under PR over here. Clap. For you specifically, I was kind of in your shoes. Like when I was learning double unders, I could jump, but I just couldn't get the coordination. Is like when you're practicing, don't go for unlimited double unders. A lot of people, they pick up the rope, I'm gonna do 50, right? Your goal is like incrementally add to whatever your normal is. So like if normally you can do 2, your goal for that day is like, I wanna like consistently hit sets of 3. Because it's for whatever reason, when you put that into your head, you're gonna do what it takes to get that 3rd jump. And then like when you've got 3 dialed, then it's like, now it's time to do 4. And that's what worked really well for me. So that's my challenge is I want you to do 3 unbroken double unders, and then I want you to stop. Don't let yourself go to 4, just 3.
I don't even know if I can count.
There you go, that was 2.5, right?
Yeah,
but like that's exactly what I want you to do. So what happened is at some point, your spin was perfect, and then you just forgot to fire. The cylinder, you didn't do the spin. So that's what I'd focus on is like, you have the jump, I know you can spin, it's all about incrementally adding to that goal, and you're like, with like your mechanics and everything, like you have the ability to do 100 unbroken, guaranteed. It's just about getting that coordination. Once it clicks, it'll be money, and definitely stick with that rope. That rope is definitely the rope to use in class rather than the shorter one. All right? Good stuff, buddy. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and leave a comment below and let me know which seminar you want me to create for you next, totally free. If you do those things, it's gonna help YouTube like our channel, it's gonna show our video to more people, and it'll allow me to keep making great content like this seminar. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what seminar you want next, and let's get back into it. As I was explaining to Sean, like I said, bad with names, everybody. As I was explaining to Sean, if you're someone trying to learn double unders and you're practicing on your own, what I don't want you to always do is pick up the jump rope, go for that set of double unders, and always think, I am gonna go until infinity or until I trip. Instead, incrementally add volume. So this is how I learned how to do double unders. On day one, I was like, I will do one unbroken double under today. And I did it and I left. Day two, I am gonna do 2 unbroken double unders today. I did it and I left. Don't get stuck in the trap of always wanting more. Try to hit whatever your normal is and just go slightly beyond it. And then once you are nailing that consistently, slightly beyond that, it's called progressive overload. Like that's what we want to do, okay? So don't always go for, I'm gonna hit 100, always go for just a little bit more. And what that does is your body does interesting things when you're like, I gotta hit 5, right? And then you're allowing yourself to stop. And then the next day you're trying to hit 6. Eventually it's gonna click and you're just gonna be like, I can do this all day long, okay? So incremental overload when it comes to trying to get that next couple reps, okay? And then last thing, if I see people have been playing with a Ferrari of jump ropes, best jump rope in the game. There's a reason all of the, like a lot of non-paid CrossFit athletes use it. It's the RX Mark Your Evo line. It's a Ferrari F50 or whatever of jump ropes. It's incredible. If you do get to the super advanced level and you can hit 50 unbroken every time, an uncoated cable will change your life. You probably know it spins really, really easy because it has less drag in the air. If you are a beginner, this is all of these different variants are the 3.4 ounce cable. I usually like that cable because it's a heavier cable that keeps its uniformity, it doesn't get all tangled, and it actually helps you feel the rope and spin slowly. Get the 3.4 ounce cable or a 2.6 ounce cable, just something that has a little bit more oomph to it than like the Amazon special or the super duper fast RPM rope. If you're learning, get a heavier cable. I promise it'll help, and then always err on the side of slightly longer. Like for you, I wanted it a little bit longer. Did it help going with the longer one?
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to.
Yeah, like, so whenever you add a change, right? Remember, you add a change. Like if I change your snatch technique, it might get way worse before it gets better, but we're building up from a better foundation, okay? So always beginners, slightly heavier rope, slightly longer rope. Advanced athletes, eventually get a rope that has super, super fast bearings and an uncoated cable, okay? Those are the things I want you to take away. Here's your homework. If you do get an RX Mark Your rope, that'll save you a bunch of money if you use that code. But really, there's a lot of good jump ropes out there. I'm not allegiant to one brand. Just get a heavier cable, I promise. And then if you guys do want help beyond this, I do have a double under course that like this, we could call this like 101. The double under course is like 101, 201, 301, 401, 5. Like we teach everything about double unders and a whole lot more drills, including banded stuff. We do a bunch of stuff. If you want that, let me know and I can give you a big discount code on it. And I guarantee it'll help you get to 50 unbroken double unders. Money. Looking good. That was good. That's better than the 1 to 3 you were saying you could do earlier. That was awesome.
Yes.
Excellent. I was just like, oh, she's doing it. One thing I would say, just these are kind of like small nuanced things. The point of rotation, we didn't talk about this, for you is a little far back, okay? So when you're practicing, I want you to always think, can you see your hands and the handles in your peripheral vision, right? So what that does is like, rather than allowing yourself to spin back here, which kind of like causes more tripping, I actually want the rope to be contacting slightly in front of my foot and like hit and slide under ever so slightly. So normally to help with that, I'm like shifting, I would shift your spin from like I'm looking from the side. Shift the spin from here to slightly forward so I could see your hands. That's what I'd suggest. Say what? Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was money. No, just do a set of dubs. Once you got the beat. Sweet. Another thing I noticed is, so when you're jumping, you definitely have a tendency, you're like leaning forward.
I feel like I do that to.
It could be, it could, yeah. It's like, yeah. It's like I need to make myself smaller so the rope doesn't hit me. One thing to make that more efficient is like, think about where you're looking. If I have an athlete that always has a tendency to jump forward, a lot of times they're looking at the ground. So look up, like look at that shiny light over there, and that just having your head positioning up, similar to like bar muscle ups, all the gymnastics stuff, where your head goes, your body follows. So rather than looking down, look up, and I think that might take away that pike a little bit. Yeah, do one more set. There you go, cool. And then the last thing I would say is, I want you, like, you're kind of still in that like lean forward position. If, like, one thing that might help it is when you jump, you have what I call straight leg syndrome, okay? I made that up entirely, don't worry, you're fine. But when you jump, you like have a tendency to like, you're locking out your quads a lot. Try to keep those soft knees. Like, so what I would tell you is I want you to try just tucking your knees in front of your body. And what that'll do is that's gonna naturally, I think, straighten you up. So here, rather than, right? Every time you jump, your quads are straightening. Keep that pogo stick and just tuck your knees in front of you just a little bit. That might help. Try one more set. So I didn't tuck that much, but I'm throwing a lot out of you. But just try, like, film yourself, watch yourself on video. Just see if you can, like, when I'm practicing, like, literally, like, purposefully tuck your knees more than you think you want to. I think that's gonna help. It's gonna feel weird, but like, it's like whenever someone's straightening their legs or they're piking, I'm like, try donkey kicking. And then they usually don't donkey kick, they meet in the middle, right? It's like, exactly. Like when someone chicken wings with their left arm, I'm like, chicken wing with your right arm. And then they're, boom. So that's what I would say. Awesome job. Like, lots of development in just that short time, right? Awesome. Excellent. Get a longer rope for sure. Good job. All right. Last but not least. No, just for, like, you've been practicing it so much. First of all, how many were you saying that you could do?
Like 10 to 20.
Okay.
One time I did 40, but
Okay.
lately it's just.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Let's do one more set. Sweet. Okay. So a couple things. When you're holding the rope, didn't make this tip to anyone. When you're holding the rope, if you hold it at the ends like this, it for whatever reason, when you're spinning, a lot of times it causes people to, like, they throw the rope. So a couple times when you were spinning, your rope's actually twisting before it passes around you. So always, like, grab the rope and then have your thumbs on top. Point your thumbs out. Okay? I like to think my thumbs are laser beams. I don't want to shoot the person in front of me. I don't want to shoot myself. I'm always pointing the laser beams to the side. And what that does is that prevents you from, like, throwing the rope and causing twisting. That's what I'd suggest. And then another thing, and Kristen, this is one for you too. I should have made this to everyone. When we're doing the pogo stick jumps, like, a lot of people, they just want to jump naturally with their feet wide. For whatever reason, I think it just helps with jump consistency. If I tell someone to glue their feet together, like, jump, literally, it's like my knees and feet are touching. So it's one spring rather than two individual springs. That helps, because one thing, you kind of like do like a staggered stance. Okay, so that could help get a little bit more jump consistency. In the beginning, it might feel weird, but that's what I'd say for you is, like, keep those feet together and work on just jumping a little bit higher.
Okay.
And, like, really, like, bound like you're a pogo stick. Okay. Other than that, like, a lot of the stuff looks really good. I think it's just about building some maybe like jumping endurance.
Okay.
But try with the.
Because I feel like I get really
Yeah, and that's what I'd say, because like everything looked pretty good. You were throwing the rope a little bit, so keep those thumbs out and then keep your feet glued together and try to see how that goes. Good. So one thing, another thing is like for you definitely practice penguin claps where I'm doing 1, 2, because your spin is kind of like a pulse, right? Let me show you. So your spin is kind of like, look at my hands. You're like pulsing rather than using your wrist action and going up and down. You're pulsing, which makes it a lot harder.
Okay.
A lot more fatigue when you're straight arm versus try to bend at the elbow and flick your wrists up and down.
Okay.
It'll take some development, but like that's another thing. That's probably another reason why you're getting tired.
Okay.
It's like you're tense rather than just flicking your wrists. It's all in the wrists. It's all in the forearms like this rather than full arm pulse.
Okay.
Okay? Okay? Awesome. Awesome.
All right.
Do one more, then we're gonna hit the road. I think. Thank you. So with you specifically, I think, so like, it's probably just because I've just introduced a heavier rope. You are spinning this one a little bit on the slow side. So with your current jump and spin technique, the fast rope is better. Like for the open, use your fast rope that you're used to. Because this one is just going a little bit too slow for you. But for long-term development, if you can learn to hit 20, 30 reps with this rope, you'll be off to the races.
I should still get one of these.
I would still get one for sure. This size or maybe one size longer. It is hitting the ground. It's looking pretty good, so this size should work. But open, speed, because that's what you're used to. I can tell this is a little slow for you.
Well, because the handles are smaller too.
But
It's
yeah,
easier to
yeah.
hold on to.
But once you, for long-term development, like in our double under course, we're always like heavy rope and speed rope, and we use them both. Because if you can do double unders with both, you're good, okay? We don't want to get locked in only on one specific rope and one size at one speed. We want to be able to vary it, and that's what the bigger rope helps with. Okay, awesome.
Alrighty.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good work. That's a wrap. Double Under Seminar with DJ Large Marge. Follow her on Spotify. Wow, we covered a lot of ground in that Double Under Seminar. I really hope that it helped you, whether you're a beginner or an advanced athlete. If you follow those progressions, you do those drills, I promise you are going to succeed. Remember, if you want to work with me personally, I would love to teach you double unders and all the RX skills. Just click the link below this video in the top comment in the description or scan the QR code on the screen and join WODprep Academy. If you join the annual or the lifetime options, you will get to hop on a one-on-one coaching call with me where I will personally help you learn things like double unders and all the other skills because we have courses for everything inside of WODprep Academy. Additionally, we also have weekly live coaching calls with me where I will talk to you face-to-face on Zoom every single week if you want. And then we also have a monthly live skill seminar, including a double under seminar, where I'm literally gonna be working with you live on a Zoom call to help you learn double unders. And remember, WODprep Academy is backed by a 60-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So if you wanna work with me, that is the best way to do it, and it's really not that expensive. Additionally, if you wanna come work with me in person here in Colorado, we have WODprep Camp coming up June 21st and 22nd. The link to sign up for that will be below, and I promise you, if you come work with me in person, you're gonna have a great time. We're covering all sorts of skills, and I have all my coaches flying in. It's going to be a great time, and I would love to see you personally in Colorado, June 21st and 22nd. And last thing, these seminars are not cheap for me to film, produce, rent the space, it's expensive, okay? If you wanna support the show and you want more free content like this, support our sponsors. Go to rxsmartgear.com, use the code WODprep, grab one of the ropes that I mentioned earlier, you can grab some grips. They have so much incredible gear, and it's the gear that I use in my training. Get the Evo rope if you are an advanced double underer, or get the custom fit rope if you are a beginner, and I promise it's gonna help you level up those double unders. And of course, if you want to sleep better, remember, go grab a bag of Thirdsy. It's the only supplement I promote. I'm not really a big supplement guy, but this one actually works. Use the code WODprep15. Go grab a bag of Thirdsy. I promise it's gonna help you sleep better. It's melatonin free. It's worked for me, and I think it's gonna work for you, and it's gonna help support the show so we can keep bringing you more awesome, full-blown seminars like this to help you level up and RX more workouts. I'll see you in the next video.